I wanted to talk about a couple other things just as we wrap up. I have some examples here from some of our alpha games, just to show you the breadth of sort of things that the game is capable of. One of our first alpha games was set in modern Denis, not many years after Myst Online closed. And characters involved were just a group of friends who were investigating strange appearances of strange artifacts. And some things that they ran into, they discovered the Denis equivalent of the Illuminati in the Maintainer base. One character accidentally shorted out the power system with a crowbar. That was a result of a compel. They had an aspect that said, I am rough around the edges. And so they were trying to figure out, how do I disable this? Well, if you're rough around the edges, you're not going to be very subtle. Look, there's a crowbar over there. And then he ran with it and decided it was time to reprogram the maintainer base with a crowbar. Things did not go well. We also had another character who discovered an unfortunate allergy to the lake water. That was messy. Another example was actually set in Denis pre-fall. We had several guildsmen in a book world meet a prophetic dream of Riven from the future. This is a great one because we got people to roleplay it. We had someone who was running as Gen, and a sort of people these guild masters who've never heard. Well, they knew of Gen as a 3-year-old boy from the book world, the surface person's child, who is now obviously mad and running about on this island. The characters rescued the moiety from the obviously Gen. One of the best options was this moment is when one of the characters decided to get Gen into the trap book was to actually open the book and push his face into it. He was a very direct character, and it was surprisingly successful. And then when they returned to Denis at their own time, the book holder in question led the maintainers on a chase across the rooftops of Denis, trying to get away from them. So in some ways it's very much an adventure game, but once again, the obstacles are things that require thought and creativity. I want to talk about some of the things that we've learned so far, and we'll be basing things off of. This is something that we've felt very from the beginning, that Denis is ripe for adventure. The Myst games they're adventure games, that's the genre. And there are a lot of just adventures to get into. The great tree of possibilities is infinite, and there's many ages out there as you like, and there's many adventures out there that you can think of. At the same we discovered our community is filled with very talented people. Several of our artists are from the community. Those backers who came up with agents have come up with some of the most interesting agents I've ever seen. That's been further taken by some of our artists who have been making their versions of those ages, which will be appearing in the book. Most notably, I want to talk about this here is that there really are Myst fans everywhere. I have not gone to a role-playing game convention or onto a forum where the response hasn't been, oh my god, that's the perfect idea ever. And even, artists, business people, we would mention what we're doing, they're like, oh, I played that game. Sometimes, we can kind of forget that Myst, everybody of a certain age knows Myst. The person I talked about earlier, Leonard Lacera, he's a huge Myst fan. We've worked with some other people in the community who've fanboyed, essentially. I get to put something in the Myst game. That's so cool. So if anybody who's involved with Myst or any of the things that Cyan does, if you ever think that you're alone or there are people out there, they're everywhere. You just got to bring it up and just, oh yeah, I played that. I never beat that game. Can you tell me how do you get that past that thing with all those marbles? And it's a good way to to just meet people and learn what's going on. So what's next for Unwritten? We're working on the manuscript right now. We've gone to we're doing a second extensive rewrite of the game. We had a very good game before, which was released to our backers, and then we got a chance for the previously mentioned Leonard Lacera to review it. And he looked at it and said, this is a good game. Myst deserves better though. Myst deserves better than good. And so we're going to make this great. So I've been rewriting it. And it has become what I think is going to be a truly excellent game. Beta testing and layout have yet to be done. For the Kickstarter, most of the people in the Kickstarter, you should have gotten your backer swag. If you haven't, please let us know. Once we finish the manuscript, we're going to release the new draft to all of our beta backers and begin the beta testing. And then when it's done, we'll be printing hardcovers and softcovers and getting them out to people. Just as a note, we're going to be in Spokane 2 weeks from now again at SpoCon, where we'll be running some demo games. So if you are local and want to come by and help us show off Denis to other people, please do come by. We are also putting together a game of Unwritten for later this evening back at the hotel. So there's a sign-up sheet that's going to be run by Pharaoh Guy, Ian Panther, who's one of our alpha testers. And there's a sign-up sheet there, and if you just want to launch, that's good too. That's my spiel. I went a little quickly because of we've got a little less time than normal. But if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
Will there be like a character sheet, like templates and such like that included with it?
So the question was, will there be character sheets or templates and that sort of thing? And yes, there will. We have sample characters, which are various different explorers. We'll have an actual